So it's been a little bit since I've talked about stock market stuff, crypto stuff, but still involved with that, still do that. I'm wanting to talk about the stock trading and everything. I've talked about that in the past, made a few videos about it, and it's like I've learned so much, I guess I would say, over the years. And of course, you're always learning. You're always fine-tuning what you're doing, and that's how you really learn and grow. I've been doing this since the end of 2019, okay? 2020, 2021, 2022. So now it's 2023, so a little over 3 years now, okay? And initially it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like, oh, this stock looks like it's starting to go up. I'm going to buy it. Oh, look, it went up a little bit. I'm going to sell it. There you go. You make some money. And I guess early on it's very simplistic, not really looking at the chart. I'm basically just looking at like a line graph, and just trying to buy it and sell it and everything. And very early on, I guess the market was really good. This was before the virus, and was making a little bit of money. But again, I wasn't risking much. That is the number one thing that I've always been good at: risk management. If you have poor risk management, you're going to be screwed. You're going to be screwed. It's not going to be good. But I, manage my money very, 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 very well. I'm not going to put in too much. Like, if I put in $100, I should expect, oh, what if happens if I lose that $100? Okay, it shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to put 100 in and get 200 back. So we had that and everything. I had been investing a while prior to that. But I guess I just want to talk about the actual trading aspect. So initially it was just kind of like you buy it on one day, a few days later you sell it. That's usually that was how it was initially. And then I started to do like the day trading, like trading, buying and selling within the same day, usually within a few minutes or even like hours. Probably not even like a few hours. Like usually a lot of times now it'll be a few minutes. Okay, like maybe up to an hour, maybe up to 2 hours max, okay? So that is pretty much my approach now, and it took a long time to really find what the best approach is. Now, I've watched plenty of people, do these lectures that are very, very helpful, and I'm not one of these people who watch these people like, oh my gosh, look, you're going to make like $1 million here and all this sort of stuff. Like, no, I've realized that it's going to take some time to learn. I've lost plenty of money and I've gained plenty of money. But the thing is, you have to realize what your risk management is. It's like overall, with my investments, with my, trading and all this other stuff, technically I have actually gained a significant amount of money. So it's just about managing that. And I kind of wanted to just like very briefly show kind of like what I do now and basically how I kind of customize this. So the number one thing is that that I do, like compare like this year 2023 compared to like the last year. Okay, so and then like the year before that. So I would probably say in 2021 I was just like, I feel as though a lot of my emotion was into the trading that I was doing, and you don't want that. You don't want that. It's like you buy a stock because you would think it's going up or whatever, or maybe you follow some sort of pattern, and then it doesn't work out. You lose money and you get mad. Like I would get like mad, like ooh, and then I would just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna buy it again as like revenge. It's like going down. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it again, and now it's gonna skyrocket, and it's like. It did not do that. It just kept going down, make me lose more money. And I would get very frustrated, very angry, and it's like, and I let my emotions control me instead of really thinking and having a plan. And I would always break the plan that I had. So I would develop some sort of plan. I was like, I'm going to follow it, and I would never really follow it because I let my emotions control me. That was like in 2021. 2022 was more of a year where like the amount of trades that I ended up taking probably like cut in half. Okay, so I took like half the amount of trades. So that actually goes to show you're taking less of the disgusting trades that are really bad, that are put on by emotion, and just starting to, stick a little bit more to your plan and what you're going to be doing here. So again, it was kind of like the in-between kind of phase. There would be times and days that I was like really bad, other times that I would actually stick with it and it would actually be very, very good. And then just, a few days here in between and everything. And towards the end of the year, I would probably say maybe the last 3 months of 2022, then it got to a point where I was much more strictly following my plan. If nothing showed up on my scanner that I was looking for, I didn't even trade. So there would be days, or even a few days in a row, that there would be no stocks to trade at all because there was nothing on my list to do it. Whereas prior, I was like, all right, I got to find something. Did you have this mentality? Oh, if you don't trade for the day, you're not going to make any money. But usually on those types of days that I was thinking like that, you end up losing money. So it's like, ugh. So I have a plan now. I've been sticking with it. I take, maybe not even a trade every single day. It'll be maybe 2 or 3 times a week, depending on what ends up showing up in my scanner and everything. So I'll just be looking at my scanner that I have customized for myself, because I looked at some of the the scan results and criteria and everything. I customized them. I kind of created my own type of scanner because I like programming and everything, so I kind of customized it. I did some of the programming to find the right things, and it actually works out pretty well from what I do. Now, of course, there's going to be missed opportunities. You're going to miss opportunities all the time, and you're going to make mistakes still. There's been out of all the days so far this month in January, I've made probably one mistake that I kind of overlooked. That was the day that I ended up losing money. Every other time that I've done it so far, it's always been a winner. So I kind of wanted to show you just a little bit here of what I do. So let's head on over to the computer machine. Okay, I'm going to keep this as brief and simple as I possibly can, but we will see. So this is Tesla stock, okay? And this is primarily the day that I'm looking at that I traded on was January 17th. Okay? January 17th, this is where I ended up making a trade here. And we're going to take it down. We're going to break it down really, really quickly here. So basically what I do for my custom scanner, this black part here, this is when the market is open. This is when the market is closed. So you can still trade during the time that the market is closed. So that is how I kind of formulate my scan. Basically what I want to do is, well, first of all, the market, if you're not aware, the market is open from 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time until 4 p.m. Eastern Time, okay? And then you have after hours and pre-market from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. And then you have 4 a.m., I think, until 9:30 a.m. So that is the aftermarket and the pre-market. So technically that area is actually bigger. So basically what my scan does is it looks for stocks before the market opens. I'm looking within a half hour usually, so around 9, I'm kind of scanning and looking. I want a stock that has moved up a decent amount, but not too much, maybe 1 to 3% ideally. Sometimes it'll be 5. If it goes above 6 or 7, then it's kind of iffy, okay? So usually around 3% or so. It tends to be a pretty good number, if not a little less. So I'm looking for a number for a stock that goes up higher than the previous day's high. So this is Tesla on the 16th. Actually, no, this is not the 16th. This is actually the 13th, because holiday weekend, Martin Luther King Day, 13th, and then you have that Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off, and then you come back on the 17th. So as you can see, Tesla stock on the 17th in the AM before the market opens, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. Okay? So my scanner catches it because it's above the high for the day, which this would be the high for the day. Right about there. Okay? and my scanner catches it. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm monitoring it, I'm looking at it before the market opens. This is where the market ends up opening here. So I see the pattern that it forms. Now these lines that I have drawn here, they're going to come in handy in just a moment here, okay? So I mostly look at the 10-minute chart, although I have a chart that actually breaks it down into 4 screens. It has a 2-minute, a 5-minute, a 10-minute, and then a daily chart. So there's like 4 of them. That's usually how I end up looking at individual stocks. But I basically scan, I look at the daily first, and then I break it down into these other time frames, make sure it looks good. Because you don't want a stock that's like, you know, it keeps going up and up and up like 5 days in a row, and it's like you're going to buy it when it keeps going up. You ideally want it when it's relatively, you know, down. Such as Tesla like went down, then it only had 1 day of it going up. But anyway, I want to try to keep this simple, and I'm not. So I'm kind of looking here. I see the pattern that it kind of forms. It goes up to this point, kind of backs off a little bit, and the market's about to open. I'm like, okay, I see what I'm going to do here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to break it down to a 1-minute chart so we can kind of analyze this a little better. So let me go back to the 17th. Since whenever I change the time, okay, here we go. Okay, so each of these bars is 1 minute. Prior to that, each bar was 10 minutes. So this is a 1 minute bar because I want to kind of show you what I do here. So I'm looking here. I'm looking at this pattern. I see it kind of go down here, and I see it, you know, let's not look over there when the market opens. So I'm looking at this. So I'm like, okay. Before now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to place my order so that when it goes above here, I'm going to buy it, and it has the potential of, you know, going up significantly higher. And if it breaks below here, I'm going to have my stop loss, because it's possible if it breaks here, it could go down and down and down and down. It could go down to here, it could go down to here, and I'm looking at the chart behind it to determine where it could go down to. I don't want that, because that would mean that I'm losing money. If I buy it here and it's going down here and then it breaks below that and I'm still holding on to it, I'm losing money. So basically, I buy it once it goes above here in hopes that it'll continue its move up. And then if it doesn't, if it's like, nope, we're not going to continue our way up, we're going to go down, then it's going to break below here, and I'm going to sell it to prevent me from losing even more money. Okay, so now if we actually break down what these numbers actually are, and this is where I, you know, you have to kind of figure out. Oh, I kind of moved that. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, fixed. So the top of this, 126.25. Ideally, I like even numbers, like either like 126, 126.50, but quarters are okay too. Okay, I don't do anything like else in between. Like if this is like 126.10, I don't like it. I would probably do 126.25, round it up, or round it down 126. I just did exactly 126.25. And the number here, the one that's at its low here, is 124.75. Okay, so they're actually like pretty nice even numbers. So top one, 126.25, bottom one, 124.75. That is $1.50 that I'm giving it per share. So if I buy 10 shares, and it goes in the opposite direction, I'll be losing $15. Okay, so that is $1.50 loss per share. Now basically the way that I end up doing this is whatever the amount that I'm willing to lose is, I want to win double that. So if it's $1.50 loss, I want a $3 winner. So if the top of this is 126.25, a $3 winner will be 129.25, which is what that red line up here is. Okay, so that is the 3 lines that I have. This is where I buy. This is where I sell if it goes in my favor. This is where I sell if it doesn't and I lose money. Okay, so that's basically the chart here. And again, maybe some of you don't understand because the pattern and all this sort of stuff, but you know, this is just something that I've looked at all the time and everything, and I understand kind of how it works here. So before, I would let my emotions control me, so I would kind of like buy it here, and then I would like move my stop loss up so that, you know, I wasn't losing a lot of money. But it ended up not working in my favor, and here's a classic example of this. Okay, so as you can see, here's like my buy right here. So look, the moment the market opens, it skyrockets and it actually goes through my buy point. So I buy it. And for confirmation here it is. I buy it for 126.28, okay? So it goes right above this and I buy it. It does not continue in a straight line way up there. No, what it actually does, it kind of goes up a little bit and then it comes down. And look how closely it came down here. The way that I'm selling it here is 124.75. It goes down, I want to say, let's say, it goes down to 125 even. So literally 25 cents away. This is 25 cents away that it could have gone down to slightly more and I could have actually lost money on this. Now, as I said, before I would let my emotions control me, so it would like go up and I was like, all right, I'm gonna move this stop up here and move it to like here, and then it would come down and I would maybe make like a penny off of it, you know? Barely anything. But at this point, I'm just kind of like chilling. I'm sitting back, you know, I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna touch this. I'm just gonna leave my stop loss right here, just let it do its thing. It comes down, it almost touches it, but then it goes in the complete opposite direction. And look, complete opposite direction, and it actually goes up here to my target, up here. And as you can see, here's my sell. There's my sell, 129.21. So there you go. I ended up basically profiting about $3 on it because I just put my hands aside, just let it do its thing, and it did it. Bought here, it went down, it almost made me lose money, but then it immediately went right back up, and I sold it right where that red line is, and there we go. Made some money on it. Now, of course, if we look at the rest of the day, it went up way higher than my line, but that's not my plan. That's not my plan, because it's possible. What if I was like, okay, I'm just going to continue to hold it until it just keeps going up and up and up. Well, what if right here, instead of it going right back up, it just went down, 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 and then it went down here, and it's like, well, there you go, lost money when you could have taken it out here. So that's basically what I do, and of course, there's so much more I could talk about regarding this, and go into much more detail about why I do the things that I do here that seem to be working. It's not going to work all the time. It's very possible that this could have not continued up, that it could have continued down and I could have lost. But that doesn't change the fact that I was right with how I'm doing it. Because how I'm doing it, how I'm looking at it, makes sense that it would eventually go up. But it's not always going to do that. But the chances are more in my favor because of how the pattern is and how when I look at the chart and everything. So, well, I said I wasn't going to make this long. It was very long. I don't know how much you understood from this. If you are experiencing this at all, hopefully that makes some sense. I'm not doing anything too crazy here. It's pretty simplistic and pretty basic for the most part. I don't trade every single day because I'm not seeing something every single day. I basically just look. This came on my scanner, and I'm like, okay, this looks good. I'm gonna put in my order and let it do its thing. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, great. I'm not gonna get all worked up about it. And as I said, if there's nothing on my scanner, I don't trade. So there we have it. There we have it. That is the Tesla trade for the 17th. So that's all. That's all I wanted to say. So you all take care. Have a great one, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.